Hi guys and gals, Froggy here. I'm going to do a little series on maintaining your own pool. I put one video up just a few days ago when I replaced the grids in my DE pool filter. So today I'm going to just show you a regular weekly pool maintenance. You can see the water is really crystal clear because that new filter grid that I put in is working pretty good, but I do have some algae. You can see a little green tint probably. Algae, you've got to maintain the chemistry of your pool correctly, and you've got to sweep it at least once a week. So today I'm going to show you how to test the pool chemistry, chlorine level and pH mainly, and then a sweep. Okay? This is a standard pool test kit. What I'm going to do is fill the water up to these levels that are marked on these cylinders, and then add some chemicals and compare the color of the water that's had the chemicals added to these color charts on the side. You always want to rinse it out a little bit and point the holes down, go down and get a deep sampling and pull it up. Then you have to shake out a certain amount of water till you get to the levels. Okay. Got two little lines in there, the levels. Now, for the chlorine test, you don't have to add any other chemicals. Just 5 drops straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the other one, you add this number 4 chemical. I don't know what these chemicals are. Chlorine neutralizer, but 1 drop there neutralizes the chlorine that's in there, and then this is a pH test. It's always red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now I put these covers on and shake it up. Now we compare the colors. You can see, maybe, I hope you can see the colors. My chlorine is between a 2 and a 3, I would say, which is ideal. I'm running it a little strong because I'm fighting this algae for some other reasons. My pH, it's a little high. It says add acid. It's about 7.8. So I need to go buy some acid at the pool store. I've got chlorine, and we'll continue. Just take this and just dump it back in the pool, rinse a little bit. Won't hurt anything. And then let it dry out a little bit and put it all away for next time. Okay, Froggy's back. I'm putting in some bleach now. Chlorine, I'm using liquid chlorine. And I think I told you I'm running it a little bit strong because I've got a little algae problem going on. I'm going to put about half this bottle in there. Now, if you wanted to do it a little bit better, you could walk around the pool and put the chlorine actually right on top of the algae areas. Spread the chlorine around a little bit, but I'm going to run this pool for quite a few hours today, and I think the chlorine will disperse okay. Now I'm putting the acid in. When you use liquid bleach, liquid chlorine, you always have to add acid, and if you're using the tablets, you don't have to put quite so much acid in, but really you have to test it. And I put about 1/3 of the acid bottle in there, and I test it every time before I add chemicals. I've got a pretty good idea how much it should take, but now I'm going to show you how to brush. You want to brush the pool everywhere you can reach, everywhere there's a little bit of algae buildup. You'll see it. You'll see it when you brush it. You'll see it cloud up like that. Give it a couple of passes, and I'm going to go all the way around. The algae seems to be mostly at the upper parts of the pool, and not so much down on the bottom. I've also got a little pool cleaner, an automatic pool cleaner. I'll show it to you when I get down the other end. It's called a navigator, and that picks up algae off the bottom, but it doesn't go way up the sides of the pool, so you have to use a brush like this to brush the sides of the pool. There's my little navigator automatic pool sweep. That's about 12, 14 years old. I have to replace parts on it every once in a while, but it's still working pretty good. As long as the pool's running, it's making its way around the bottom. Like I said, it doesn't climb up and do the sides of the pool unless you put the suction on it really, really high, but usually you want to have it going nice and slow and easy like that. Now when I sweep the pool, it gets a little bit cloudy from the algae that gets swept. So I always put the pool pump on a high setting, so I'm just going to come over here to the control panel. You may be able to hear that on the microphone. I've got a variable speed pump, and it has different settings. You might have a single speed. The older pumps are single speed, so you wouldn't do this if you have the older pumps. Reason is, now that I've stirred up all this algae, I want a lot of gallons per minute filtration to happen to get the water to be clear again. So the higher the speed the pump is running, the more gallons per minute it's filtering. Of course, it costs more to run it at high speed, so usually you run it at low speed. As long as your water is staying crystal clear, whatever low speed you're setting at would be sufficient. And running it at a higher speed is just a waste of money. Now I'm going to take the level of the water up. I've got a valve here that turns on my water fill. So I'm going to, what I usually do is I look across at the where the natural tile meets the ceramic tile. That's got about 1 inch showing there, and yeah, it's pretty much right. I want to just bring it up to maybe a 1/2 inch, and that'll account for evaporation for a few days. When I sweep the spa, when I brush the spa, I put it on spa recirculate. Spa recirculate means I'm just filtering everything that's spa only, so as I sweep it, this is many, many gallons less than the whole pool, so I'm getting like a super filtration of everything that I sweep in the spa. You know, this is a 20,000 gallon pool, and that's maybe, I don't know, 500 gallons in the spa, maybe 400, I'm not sure. You might want to just do spa recirculate. You don't have to turn the heat on, but just spa recirculate when you're brushing your spa. One more thing you can do when you're sweeping the spa is turn on your air, your bubbler system, which is right there. You can hear that blower motor start up. What that does again, what you've done is you've stirred up a little sediment, a little algae, you've stirred it up in your spa, and you're recirculating your spa 100%. You're just really filtering the heck out of this spa. So by turning on the air blower, you're keeping all the stuff that you've stirred up, you're keeping it in suspension in the water, and then the water's getting sucked through the filter and you're filtering it out. So you end up with a nice clean spa. I've also, in my pool, I happen to have the air blower going in the middle of the pool too, so it's like a little volcano in the middle there. One other thing I want to show you. Last thing I'm going to show you is this. It's a phosphate remover. I got it online. It's like not a powder, it's like a granule. And you want to know what phosphates are? Phosphates are basically anything organic that gets into your pool, like leaves, bugs, birds, ducks, pollen that blows along. All that stuff is sort of like a food or an accelerant for algae to grow. It makes the algae very happy. They like a lot of phosphates in the pool, so if you can reduce or kill off the phosphates in your pool, you'll have less algae. Now I know I got a pretty high level of phosphates. I had my water tested at a pool store, and I think it gets 1,000 something. So I'm going to use some of this phosphate remover to hopefully slow down the algae growth. You're supposed to mix it with water and then spread it around the pool. Yeah, I guess I will. I guess I'll get a bucket. I'm going to use about a half of this, like a quarter of that whole bucket that I bought. This one, maybe a third to a quarter. I'll mix it up with water and put it in the pool. You don't want to put this in through the skimmer, like when you're putting in DE. If you have a DE filter, you add it through the skimmer. Well, this stuff you don't, because if you do that, it's going to go straight to your filter, and your filter is going to filter it all out, and it won't work in the pool. So this just goes dumping around the edge of the pool. When you put your phosphate remover in, it's going to be cloudy. It's going to go off like, you see those like bluish gray clouds. That's good. That means it's working. That means you've got phosphate in your pool, and this is going to get rid of it. Okay? It actually dissolves in water very quickly. It wasn't hard to make it dissolve. So that's all I got today from Froggy as far as a do-it-yourself pool. I've been doing this one myself since it was built, and it's holding up pretty good. I'm not a professional pool guy, so if you have any questions, you can post them up. If I can help, I will. Have a great weekend. Froggy out.